Please welcome our Mayor, Buddy Dyer.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the March 12th meeting of the Orlando City Council. And it is with great sadness that I report to you the passing of one of our own, OFD engineer Dennis Bish, who worked at Fire Station 11. Engineer Bish was riding his motorcycle this weekend with his wife Jane when a car pulled out in front of him on Colonial Drive, and they hit the car head on. All efforts were made to revive him, but it was ultimately unsuccessful. His wife was also injured, and she was transported to ORMC and is in serious condition in ICU awaiting surgery. Our OFD crews, they were in unincorporated Orange County when the accident occurred, so they were transported by Orange County Fire, but our OFD crews from Station 11 were at his side when he arrived at the ER, and OFD personnel remained there throughout. And I personally want to thank Chaplains Reagan Vandergrift and Lonnie Crawford, who were at both hospitals to support the Bish family and our firefighters. So please keep the Bish family in your thoughts and prayers during this very difficult time. With that, we're going to move to the invocation, and I want to make sure the pastor knew that before she prayed this morning. And today we are welcoming for the invocation Reverend Lisa Heilig of the Joy Metropolitan Community Church, which is located in Wadeview Park, the Wadeview Park neighborhood in District 1, just south of downtown. It was started by a small group of people that began meeting 34 years ago. But the church is officially celebrating its 29th anniversary this month, and Reverend Heilig has been the pastor for 18 months. Joy Metropolitan participates in a variety of community projects and missions in a bunch of different ways, including operating an emergency food bank that has served over 7,000 people since last year, and a Thanksgiving food drive that serves over 1,000. The church is an active part of the Zebra Coalition that I've had an opportunity to support as well, which is a network of organizations that provide services to gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and questioning youth, particularly those that are being bullied. Reverend Heilig's invocation will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance offered today by District 1 Commissioner Phil Diamond. Would everybody please stand?
Let us come in an attitude of meditation, contemplation, and prayer. Source of all life and love, whom we know by many names and in many ways, we come as a grateful people. We are grateful for our beloved and beautiful city. We are grateful for our industrious, inspirational leaders. We are grateful for our dedicated and dependable city employees. We are grateful for our growing and giving businesses. We are grateful for our caring and compassionate community organizations. We are grateful for our centers of learning and living, our schools. We are grateful for our places of spirituality and service, our faith communities. And we are grateful for our homes that are filled with families of all kinds. But today, God, we come not only as grateful people, but as grieving people. We commend to you today the spirit of Dennis Bish, who's passed. We pray not only for him, but for his family and his friends, for comfort and for strength. But we are also praying for his wife in the hospital, for her speedy and quick recovery. We pray that you would be with the doctors and the nurses and all of the caregivers to work in her health and healing. We are grateful that you hear us. But even as we come as a grateful people, we also come as a seeking people, seeking wisdom for the work that's about to be done, seeking power to persevere in the face of difficulty, seeking guidance to do good for all the people we can in all the ways that we can, seeking commitment to care and compassion for all in our community, seeking discernment to do what must be done, seeking a productive meeting of minds and members, seeking open hearts to hear the plight and a firm will to act in a way that is right, seeking a spirit of solution, resolution, and evolution. And it is as a grateful seeking people that we pray, O great Spirit, source of all good. We pray with purpose and in the power of all that is sacred. Amen. Namaste. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll and make a determination of quorum, please?
Commissioner Diamond? Here. Commissioner Ortiz?
Here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan? Here. Commissioner Lineham? Here. Commissioner Ings? Mayor Dyer?
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. All right, consideration of minutes from the February 27th agenda review and city council meetings.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second. I'll take that as a second. Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Ortiz. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, we will move right into awards, presentations, and recognitions. And first up is Jim Hunt, who is one of our co-chairs of the Workplace Giving Campaign. Jim.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Today I'm very pleased to present the results of our 2012 Workplace Giving Campaign, but first I'd like to introduce our other co-chairs, if they could stand in place. Rosa Akhtar-Kavari, the city's Chief Information Officer; Larry Zweig, Deputy Chief, OPD; John McCormick, Deputy Chief, OFD. On behalf of the 2012 Workplace Giving co-chairs, we'd like to thank every employee for their generous contribution and participation in the 2012 campaign. One of the first things we noted as co-chairs was the fact that our level of participation, while great, could be better. We suggested, and Byron challenged us to achieve, a participation of 40%. In these difficult economic times, most families are worried about just making ends meet, and one misstep or poor judgment could be the decision or the deciding factor between needing help and being self-sufficient. We are so proud that our employees went above and beyond, even if it was a challenge to do so. We had a goal of raising $400,000, and the great news is that we exceeded that goal by raising $445,695, and we did that for 464 different charities. We are also excited to report that 43% of our employees participated, 3% over our goal. That's a 24% increase over last year.
Just to put that in context, one of the agencies told me that an organization that has 30% participation is really, really good, and that 43% is almost unheard of.
Mm-hmm. Well, this being my first year, I was not aware of that, so but I appreciate the context. We would like to recognize you, Mayor, as being part of our city support team, as well as Byron Brooks in the CAO's office, all of the division coordinators, Michael McCarthy in the Office of Communications and Neighborhood Relations, as they made our ideas come alive. And believe me, in the past 2 hours, they've been scrambling, so I do appreciate their help. We'd also like to thank Sonia Robinson and all of the OPD volunteers who spearheaded the open house and the associated meal planning. We also thank the Amway Center and Lou Gardens for hosting our workplace giving events. Ray Elwell and Vincent Ogburn served as MCs for our open house, and our thanks go out to them. Judith Padres for providing weekly reports to us. Angelo Roman, who provided event photography, and Peg Rizek and Marquita Godfrey, who, as Rosa put it, had to put up with her. And maybe Rosa considers herself high maintenance, but Larry, John, and I certainly appreciated the steady hand and her leadership and everything that went on. We would also like to recognize the city's creativity and innovation in fundraising. Over $17,000 was raised through events ranging from FPR's golf tournament to the holiday workspace decorating contest hosted by the Office of the Mayor, Communications and Neighborhood Relations, and the Office of the City Commissioners. There were raffles, silent auctions, bake sales, a rummage sale, 2 jeans weeks, and 2 jeans days. Apparently our employees really, really like to wear jeans. So. Before we go into the numbers and details for our departments, we would like to acknowledge our charity organizations and present them with their checks. Mayor Dyer, if you could come forward and assist, we'd appreciate it. Carmen Moore, Heart of Florida United Way. Donna Chun, America's Charities. John Thiessen, United Arts of Central Florida. Why don't y'all come on forward? Sherry Paramore from the United Negro College Foundation. Is Barton here? Oh, okay. Why don't y'all come on forward? And finally, what I'd like to do, and Mayor, if you could stay there because you're getting one of the awards, we'd like to recognize the departments and offices that have gone the furthest in achieving and exceeding their monetary and participation goals. Glasses. Let's see, for the medium-sized departments and offices, the executive offices effectively tied with Family Parks and Recreation with goals or exceeding goals of 164 and 162%. Thanks, Mayor Byrne. And then for the large organizations, if Rick Howard and Fire Chief John Miller could come forward, I would appreciate it. Public Works achieved 109%. Public Works achieved 109% of its monetary goal, and the Orlando Fire Department achieved 175% of its participation goal. Okay, for the medium-sized departments, Family Parks and Recreation was, like I said, effectively tied with the executive offices at 164%, if Lisa Early could come forward. And Economic Development achieved 167% of its participation goal. And finally, for the small departments, and this is truly impressive, Housing and Community Development achieved 218% of its monetary goal, more than double. Paulette Edwards, you could come forward. And the venues achieved 187% of its participation goal, almost double. And in closing, I'd just like to thank everybody for making this the most successful year we've ever had in workplace giving. Thank you.
You know, I'm so proud of our city employees. They go out there every day and represent us so well, whether it's keeping people safe or keeping our streets clean or picking up garbage, whatever it may be, and then they come to work and they give so much to the organizations that support so many people. So I just couldn't say any more about our city family. All right, now we get to recognize 2 state championship teams, and we're doing pretty good in athletics around this community. Rodney, you want to come up and do the honors for us?
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commissioners. I have the privilege of introducing 2 state championship girls high school basketball teams today. Dr. Phillips Lady Panthers and the Edgewater Lady Eagles. Dr. Phillips, boasting a 29-3 record, is the District 4 Region 1 champions. And on February 25th, they defeated Miami Dr. Crop 72-50 for the Class 8A state title. They also made history on this day by being the first school in Central Florida to win back-to-back state titles. The Class 8A Player of the Year was selected from this team, and that was Taryn Griffey. The team is led by Coach of the Year, Anthony Jones. Their season continues on because they have been invited to play in the National High School Invitation for Elite High School Teams in Maryland on March 30th, which will be televised on ESPN. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Phillips' Athletic Director, Russell Wamblis, who will introduce the team. Russell.
Thank you. As he said, back-to-back state champions, pretty awesome experience. This is my first year at Dr. Phillips, and it's a lot of fun to get to watch this bunch play several times a week. Also, congratulations to our colleagues there from Edgewater High School. We were fortunate to play them in our gym one night, and it was quite frankly one of the best high school basketball games you'll ever see. So, also, several of these girls play on our flag football team, which was also the state champions last year. They look to try to bring that back here this spring. So just go ahead and put a little pressure out there right now. And they're outstanding students as well in the classroom. Just a great bunch of kids. They play well together. They work well together, and good group and well coached. Introducing the teams, we only have 2 seniors on the team. Unfortunately, one was not able to be here today, and her name is Shia Garrett. And our other senior is Taylor Zimmerman. Come on up, Taylor. Okay, and I'll introduce you different so you don't have to crawl across people. Sorry about that. Let's start right here. Let's go with freshman Sierra Cumby. Junior Sydney McCaskill. Junior Stephanie Ratliff. Sophomore Jade Cheek. Sophomore Taryn Griffey. Sophomore Matea Britvar. And over here is junior Ariana Cumby. And our team manager, Rachel Lopez. Junior Hannah Shibley. On the other end, well, let's go right here. Our scorekeeper is Miss Dolores Patterson. One of our assistant coaches, Jeanette Jones. And we have 2 coaches unable to attend today. One is Tyrone Scott, and the other is Ben Sokolowski. And our head coach, Mr. Anthony Jones. And we would like to thank the mayor and the city council for recognizing us.
I have a proclamation that I would like to read in honor of the state championship. Whereas Dr. Phillips High School has a long and distinguished history as an academic institution of high regard and significance, which counts many notable luminaries among its graduates. And whereas on February 25th, 2000, 2012, Dr. Phillips girls basketball team claimed the Class 8A championship title at the 2012 Florida High School Athletic Association Girls State Basketball Championship in Lakeland, Florida, defeating Miami Dr. Kropp High School 72-50. And whereas this is the second girls basketball state title in Dr. Phillips' history, and whereas the Fighting Panthers returned to the state Final Four for the third consecutive year after winning the 2011 and regional and district tournaments, and whereas Dr. Phillips High School girls basketball team dominated their competition all year by defeating every school in the state of Florida this year while posting a record of 29-3, these young ladies have not lost a game to a Florida opponent in 418 days. And whereas Dr. Phillips High School girls basketball team, led by head coach Anthony Jones, assistant coaches Ben Sokolowski, Tyrone Scott, Shay Jones, and principal Eugene Trushinsky, who was one of my high school football coaches, by the way, honors the citizens of the city of Orlando by demonstrating Fighting Panthers' incredible heart, team effort, and unrelenting spirit to win. And whereas the 2012 Dr. Phillips girls basketball team members are, and you've already met them, we applaud Dr. Phillips High School for its excellence in academics and athletics. Now, therefore, we, Buddy Dyer, Mayor of the City of Orlando, and Samuel B. Ings, Commissioner, District 6, hereby do proclaim Monday, March 12, 2012, as Dr. Phillips High School Girls Basketball Team Day in the City of Orlando in celebration of its state championship.
And now Edgewater High School, boasting a 28-4 record, are the District 8 Region 2 champions, and on February 25th defeated Miami Norland. Mayor, we own Miami. Defeated Miami Norland 46-36 for the Class 6A state title. This was the second state title in the school history, and they also snapped the state title win streak for Miami Norland, who was vying for a three-peat. This team also has a 6A Girls Player of the Year who has chosen to take her talents to Baylor University, Alexis Prince. The team is led by Coach of the Year, Malcolm Lewis. They, too, have also been invited to play on ESPN in the National High School Invitational for the elite high school teams on March 30th. At this time, I'd like to introduce Edgewater High School Principal Michelle Erickson, who will make remarks before Coach Lewis introduces his players.
We decided to bring a little bling to represent the Edgewater High School ladies, and I know that Dr. Phillips has one just like this, and congratulations to your outstanding team as well. And looking forward to seeing you very shortly in Maryland, so that'll be exciting. This has been just a great season to watch this group of young ladies mature, play together, grow together, work together. It's just an outstanding group, and I'm so privileged and excited to be the principal at Edgewater High School. I'm going to introduce our coach of the year. Of course, that's Malcolm Lewis. His 13th year at Edgewater High School, 2 state wins, 3 trips to the state final, so that's a pretty good record. And also this year he celebrated his 250th win as well. So without any further delay, Coach Lewis will introduce our team and our coaches and athletic director, and of course our wonderful school board rep who's here with us as well.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having us. They're smiling because I would talk all day. But anyway, if the mayor would step forward. On behalf of the 2012 Class 6A Florida State Champions, we'd like to present you with a autograph ball by the team.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, let's get started. I guess we'll follow protocol. We'll go with our seniors. We have 4 seniors, and their biggest claim to fame, aside from the state championship, all 4 seniors are members of the National Honor Society. Come on. Coming forward is Lauren Bornstein, Janine Patrick, Alexis Prince, and Rochelle Opine. Our junior, and I said that right, junior, is Tremaine McCullough. She's our 2013. Sophomores. Stand. The young lady you see with the crutches, she injured herself in the state semifinal game against Pensacola. As you can see, she's about 5 and change, but she was inside rebounding with the big dogs. So she was giving it 100, and I heard these numbers, 200 and something percent, 100. So she was 100 something percent past her ability. She was doing really well. That's Amaria Woodruff, and we have Naila Schuler. And if you saw the Orlando Sentinel the next day, you saw a huge picture of this young lady, Markema Crawford. And this young lady had the play of the game on a reverse layup, Haley Clark. Our freshman that's in charge of keeping the tradition going, Clarissa Cutliff. Athletic director. Our athletic director is Valerie Miyares. I give her a call. She says no. No, she's good. Our assistant coach, our varsity assistant, Dr. Natalie J. Ford. Mr. Mayor, we grew up in Clear Lake Cove. We are so proud of that. She'll talk to the team and say, well, that's the Cove. And the kids go, where's the Cove? She gets mad. But Clear Lake Cove. Our other assistant, Mr. Gregory Farrell, Coach Farrell. And we just wave at our parents that helped us get here today. You're a Class 6A 2012 Girls State Champion.
Great. Commissioner Stewart, you want to come down and help me do the honors here? And let me acknowledge also school board member who represents the area that Edgewater is in, Nancy Robinson, is with us. Nancy, why don't you come down too? Whereas Edgewater High School has played a significant role in the Orlando community since 1952 as a high-caliber learning institution that provides a well-rounded education to its students. And whereas on February 25th, 2012, Edgewater High School's Lady Eagles basketball team captured the 6A state basketball championship by defeating Miami Norland High School, Senior High School Lady Vikings 46-36, and whereas this is the school's fourth girls basketball state championship tournament appearance since 1986 and second state championship, and whereas the Lady Eagles, through perseverance and determination, defeated a strong Miami team who had been ranked in the state throughout the entire season, and whereas the Edgewater High School girls basketball team finished their Cinderella season with a 28-4 record, with victories over Gainesville High School in the regional finals and Pensacola High School in the state semifinals on the road to the championship, and whereas the Lady Eagles, led by head coach Malcolm Lewis, assistant coach Natalie Ford, athletic director Valerie Mayoras, and Principal Michelle Erickson honored their community by showing through their achievement their incredible heart, strength of mind, and unrelenting team spirit. And whereas you have met the girls basketball team, and whereas the City of Orlando shares in the pride of their coaches, faculty, fellow students, friends, and family in this tremendous achievement. Now, therefore, we, Buddy Dyer, Mayor of the City of Orlando, and Robert Stewart, Commissioner, District 3, do hereby proclaim Monday, March 12, 2012, as Edgewater High School Girls Basketball Team Day in the City of Orlando in celebration of its state championship. Congratulations.
And Mayor, while you all get ready for the photos, Dr. Natalie Ford is the daughter of my predecessor, Commissioner Nat Ford. And my sister. Hey. You do it. It's been a long time.
Commissioner Lynham, what I thought you were going to actually note was that the Jones High School girls team also made it to the state championship game and lost by a single point in the last seconds of the game.
Well, we're going to recognize them anyway next time, Mayor. Thank you. For effort, and they have made great effort. Thank you.
You know, I was commenting on the great work that our city family does, and sometimes they go to extraordinary lengths to keep our city safe and secure and keep our citizens safe and secure. And I like to have some of the employees that do extraordinary things pointed out and celebrated here at council meetings. And I'm going to call on Fire Chief John Miller to explain an act of bravery and have an opportunity to present a plaque and recognize someone who has done an extraordinary act for a citizen in the City of Orlando.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Good afternoon. I'd like to ask Firefighter Jesse Salas to come up if he would, please. Firefighter Salas works the Pride of Paramore Station 2, but during the NBA All-Star Weekend on Friday, he had the opportunity to work at Fire Station 1. And about 10 o'clock that night, he was at the backside of the station on Pine Street giving people directions and things that firemen do on good days like that when the crowds are going by. And a woman was coming across the railroad tracks, and both the crossing arms came down. And when the vehicle appeared to be blocked, Firefighter Salas went to assist and instructed the driver to move through the tracks. He went so far as to raise the arms to get her to move from the tracks, but she was panicked and she got out of the car. When she did so, Firefighter Salas, when she wasn't responding to him, he went over to her, moved to the side to other firefighters, and as he turned back, he saw that there was a young boy in the car jumping from the back seat into the front seat. At that time, he went over to the car, removed that young boy, brought him over to the mom, and as he looked back, the train's coming. And there's crowds from the NBA weekend all around this area. And Jesse took it upon himself to go back to that vehicle and move that car just as the CSX train was coming through. And Jesse, we're extremely proud of you. You know, when I first heard it, you hear stories, but you don't know the true extent of a story. But this story has been accurate and told by the crews and police officers and members that were there at that time. And Mayor, I know at this time you want to present Jesse.
Jesse, I want to present you the plaque that reads, presented to Jesse Salas for your courageous actions in saving the life of a mother and a son on February the 24th, 2012. On behalf of the citizens of Orlando, I commend you for your bravery, Mayor Buddy Dyer. Also want to mention, can you imagine if we had had a train-on-car accident at, what time was that? 10 o'clock at night during the All-Star Weekend with all of the crowds that were downtown? Let's just say that would have been somewhat disruptive. So you actually probably, in addition to saving the life of a mother and son, saved the economic impact that the city of Orlando was able to garner on that night in downtown as well, because we probably would have had to move all of those people out, and think about Church Street with all the barricades and everything that would have happened. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor, his mother and father,
Yeah, we see the Tim. He's got to be.
Okay, in addition to being a very brave firefighter, this firefighter is also the cover boy on the firefighter's calendar. I saw Commissioner Lynham that's where you know him from, Commissioner. I know she has you up in her office.
Look, all of these firefighters are so fine. I mean, God bless you and thank you. He's young enough to be my grandson, but hey, I'm not blind. Well, what a great day to start the council.
We're going to move into the mayor's update now, and I'm going to begin by asking Alana to give us an update on the city's upcoming general election.
Certainly. Thank you, Mayor, for this opportunity to share some important information about our election that's coming up. It's going to be on April 3rd, which is actually 3 weeks from tomorrow. There'll be an election for mayor and for commissioners in districts 1, 2, 4, and 6. You can check out the list of the candidates and information about them on the city's website, which is www.cityoforlando.net, right on the front page. You can click on election information. And in about 10 days, on March 22nd, the supervisor of elections will be mailing out a sample ballot and a notice of polling place location to all registered voters in the city. So it's really important that you look for that in the mail. Because we had redistricting last fall, you may be in a new district, and you may have a new polling place, so you need to be sure to look for that card. If you want to try to find out before you get the card, you can also go online, or you can call 407-836-2070, which is the supervisor's office, and they can help you figure out where you go to vote. You can also call my office, which is 407-246-2251 as well. Aside from the traditional way of voting at the polls on Election Day, you can also vote early, or you can vote by absentee ballot, by mail, if that's more convenient. Early voting will start in 2 weeks on Monday, March 26th, at the Orange County Supervisor of Elections office, which is at 119 West Cayley Street here in Orlando, and that will run through Sunday, April 1st, 2012. You can also vote by mail by ordering an absentee ballot, and you can call that same number, 407-836-2070, or you can go online to the city's website, and we'll link you in to order an absentee ballot. The last day to order one of those is March 28th at 5 p.m. Now, all of these dates that I've gone over and all this information is available on the city's website. So no matter how you choose to do it, just be sure to vote on April 3rd. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Alana. A little over a week ago, I gave the State of the City address at the UCF College of Medicine in Lake Nona. It's the first time we've held that event outside of City Hall, but I wanted to do that to highlight the unprecedented public-private partnership that we have that's making this emerging biotech and life science cluster a reality. We had a record crowd because the room was bigger, 350 people, standing room only, and almost 400 people took advantage of the live stream, and our Twitter feed has reached more than 40,000 people. So if you would like to see a replay, you can go to thecityoforlando.net. Thank you, UCF, for hosting us. This coming Saturday, March the 17th, I'll be hosting the 7th Annual Neighborhood and Community Summit at the Doubletree Hotel at the entrance of Universal Orlando, and that summit brings together neighborhood leaders, cultural and arts, civic, community, faith-based leaders, and volunteers to learn and share best practices. We'll be having 20 different workshops, including Ask Your Mayor, event planning, OPD, your safety connection, mayor's matching grants for neighborhoods and not-for-profits, and creating a 501c3. So if you haven't already registered, I encourage you to go to cityoforlando.net, and the nominal cost is $10, which includes breakfast and lunch and all of the conference materials. Quite a bargain. Commissioners, I'm pleased to relay news from Rebecca, our CFO, that our city's strong credit ratings have been reaffirmed, and it's also worth noting that Moody's has upgraded all 5 of our major ratings since 2003. So again, I'm proud to be able to say that the city of Orlando is in the best financial shape of any major city in the state of Florida. Many of you have been active in our Orlando Cares initiatives, and I want to report on one of the 6 active programs, and that's the Mayor Buddies Book Club, and we recently reached the 1,000 student participation level. So we have 1,000 students that are regularly reading books as part of the book club. Under items of significance on, not that they aren't all significant on the agenda today, but I want to highlight just a couple. Under the city's nonprofit impact fee assistance program, we're approving an agreement to offset 50% of the development fees for the construction of the Second Harvest Food Bank's new 100,000 square foot facility, headquarters, warehouse, and distribution center on Old Winter Garden Road. The Second Harvest was established in 1983, and its mission is to fight hunger, and since they have distributed more than 33.9 million pounds of food. I'd like to acknowledge that Jim Stencil, the Chief Operating Officer for Second Harvest, is here with us today. Jim? Okay, we have a very colorful fence across the street at the Performing Arts Center, but if any of you have been up near the old Amway Arena, there is also a colorful construction fence around that facility as well, and I'd like to announce the date and time of the planned implosion for the Amway Arena is Sunday, March the 25th at approximately 7 a.m., and the implosion will involve the use of controlled explosives, which will entail a series of bangs similar to the fireworks that we hear at the 4th of July at Lake Eola, depending on the weather conditions. My notes say they'll be could be heard for several blocks. My guess is it might be more like several miles. several blocks, and there will be certainly a brief impact on neighborhoods and businesses with some road closures, and we want to ensure that everybody is aware of the activities. I've been working with Commissioner Lynham to make sure that our neighborhoods are aware and they aren't wondering whether a space shuttle is landing or what is going on there. So if you have any questions about it, you can check cityoforlando.net under Creative Village or call 246-3730 for questions related to that. The last item that I would like to highlight is there's an agenda item that will authorize FPR to apply for the Summer Food Service Program federal grant, which is administered through the State of Florida Department of Education. And that program will help us this summer to serve approximately 41,000 lunches and 50,000 afternoon snacks to children on a daily basis at our 15 different rec centers. With that, we will move on to the consent agenda, and the consent agenda is a number of items that are acted upon through a single vote of council. Before we actually vote on the consent agenda, we give each of the members of council an opportunity to update you on items of significance in their district, and then also comment on any items on the consent agenda. So we rotate that, and today we begin with District 1, Commissioner Diamond.
Thank you. First of all, I would also like to offer my thoughts and prayers for the Bish family and for Mrs. Bish's speedy recovery, and my prayers and condolences to the family. So let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers. I'd like to add my congratulations to firefighter Salas for his act of bravery and courage. I know that everybody in Orlando appreciates what he did. I'd also like to add my congratulations to all the students we met a little bit earlier from Edgewater and Dr. Phillips High School. Not only is it great to see their success on the basketball court, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like they are well on the road to success in life, and I am thrilled to see that, and I just want to wish congratulations to everybody on the team and also all the folks that make it possible. The families and all the folks at the schools that encourage and work with all the students and help them do great things. And looking forward to seeing more great things from them. In the district, just a couple things I want to mention. We had a memorial service at the Water's Edge neighborhood recently for Debbie Banner and Carol Minich. I want to pass along my best wishes to the neighborhood and the family, and our thoughts and prayers are with them as well. I also wanted to read a comment I happened to see about a couple of employees at the Wadeview Community Center. It was written from a citizen, Susan Duncan, who wrote in, and she said, recently there was a behavioral incident with one of our children at Wadeview's after-school program, which was handled with utmost professionalism and efficiency by both Gary Alderman and Elizabeth Lorenzen. As a parent, I know the challenges I face within my own home regarding behavioral problems, so I applaud the efforts of the entire Wadeview staff and how the program is run and how situations are handled. Each staff member I've ever talked to has been approachable, knowledgeable, and kind. I feel good knowing our children are part of Wadeview's after-school program, and I just had to extend my thanks for all that goes into making the program a success. So I just want to pass along my thanks and congratulations to Gary and Elizabeth. Not just for that, but for all the good work they do at the Wadeview Center. A couple of other congratulations are in order. I attended the Black History Month dinner on Saturday night, and Commissioner Lynham was honored, so I want to pass along my congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And also to Ron Blocker and Melvin Pittman and Harris Rosen, who were also honored, but it was a great dinner, and congratulations to you. Our City Clerk, Alana Brenner, mentioned the elections upcoming on April 3rd. I would mention that there's a forum for all the District 1 candidates this Thursday night at the YMCA down in North Lake Park at 6 o'clock. It's open to the public, and that would be all the 4 candidates that are vying to run for the District 1 seat on the City Council. Two items I'll mention on the agenda. First of all, item I-4. We discussed this a little bit earlier in our agenda review. meeting this morning, and although I think this is a good concept, I do think it needs more work. I think that it's a long 20-year contract, and I just think that we should have more definition and description of what's going to be done before we agree to tie up our parking spaces for 20 years. I would like to also comment on item J1, which is a number of items relating to the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority. And the one item I want to talk about is the lease with the United States Post Office. For those of you who have been following, you might recall that last meeting I mentioned, and even before that, we talked about the potential closure of that facility by the post office. And back in November, I asked citizens to comment to the post office. I commented to the post office, and I think we were all concerned about the potential loss of hundreds of jobs down in southeast Orlando. And last meeting, I was glad to report that the post office decided not to do that. Instead, they will be keeping that facility open and closing a Lake Mary facility, which does similar things. And I think that's good news for Orlando. But today we get even more good news, and that good news is that the post office is renewing their lease at the Orlando International Airport for about $600,000 a year, or a total of $2,934,000 over the next 5 years. And that's money that the airport will receive. They won't have an empty space there. And I think that's one more benefit of the post office's decision. So I'm thrilled to see that, and I think everybody else should be too. I think it's good news for the airport, good news for the economy of southeast Orlando, and good news for the community. So I wanted to highlight that as well, and that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And the fact that the airport was able to execute that lease was a big factor in the decision that the post office made, because it was a beneficial lease term for them, a better opportunity than they would have had up north. Okay, Commissioner Ortiz.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah. I want to echo the words of the Mayor and Commissioner Diamond and express my most sincere and deepest sympathy to the families of the Orlando firefighter, Mr. Bish. It was a terrible incident, and just want to make sure that if there's anything the family may need, and we are at our office and our district, the constituents, we are at their service. So if you want to convey that message, Chief, please. On February 29th, I attended the Cimarron Business Partnership Leap Year Celebration. It was a great event. It was a great celebration. Cimarron Business Partnership has come a long way, and it was a great event celebrating the efforts of all, not only the business involved, but the board, who has done a tremendous job. So congratulations to Ms. Lila Eagle, Mr. Michael Manglardi, Ms. Gladys Vanderberg, and Mr. Juan Triana, the entire board, and all the volunteers. On March the 3rd, we had a Community Venues Job Information Forum at the Dover Shores Community Center in conjunction with the Blueprint, which I want to once again reiterate and thank Mayor and Commissioner Lynham for being the architects of this great blueprint. I'd like to take this opportunity to once again also thank Mr. Gennaro Coulter, Donna, and his staff for planning and attending the event. We had great success, and I hope those who were there will benefit from this forum we had over there. I'd like to also thank our Housing Department staff, Paulette Edward, where is she? Paulette, Elivette Torres, Mercedes Rodriguez, Deanna McAllister, and Mr. Charles Barganier for the power event at the Dover Shores Community Center for the Englewood Park and Hibiscus residents. I sincerely hope that these people will benefit from this event, and once again we are attending in a very hand-to-hand effort the needs of our community. Commissioner Diamond, you brought something up about the the post office, and I'm glad you brought in good news, because I don't have such good news on my side. The Hibiscus office relayed a message for us to some of our residents on Mercado and Romano, which is some streets that are part of the Monterey community. We have a lot of seniors in that area, and they just announced that they will stop delivering mail to the homes and they're going to put boxes. I think that is a very bad idea. I don't agree with this decision. We're planning on calling U.S. senators about this because I think this, I don't know if they're just trying to save some money and cut some jobs, but I don't think we should sacrifice our seniors and put them into harm's way when it rains and when other things happen in the community. And their excuse is that some of their carriers have been threatened by some dogs in the area. Well, I'm pretty sure we can control dogs, but we cannot facilitate to our community, especially seniors, something like, having to walk to a box and who knows what other things could happen to them, while they're walking. So I hope they reconsider their decision, but I just want to relay a message. We're going to take it all the way to the top. This is not fair for our seniors, and we will fight for them until we solve this issue. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move to District 3, Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor, and let me also extend my sympathies to Engineer Bish. And let me just kind of say, it's every time I get a chance to thank one of our firefighters or one of our police officers, I take the opportunity to do that because I know that they are, at every occasion, they would risk their life, just like the one we recognize today. And I'm very, very deeply grateful for the service that they provide to our citizens and to us. So thank you very much, Chief Miller and Chief Rooney. A couple things around the community. Saturday night was a Baldwin Park Food and Wine Festival. We had two from District 3 that actually won. They had the Tap Room at Dubstred and Jack's won some recognition over there, along with Cafe Tutu Tango, the Orlando Marriott Hotel, and Four Rivers. It was a wonderful time. Great community building over in the Baldwin Park, and really excited about that. Sunday was Sunday in the Park over in College Park. It was a great opportunity to come and share. It was actually a great day. It was a little rainy. It's my wife would say it spit a little bit most of the day, but if you came, it wasn't bad at all. And it was the mayor and I had a chance to judge some brownies. I believe that the mayor and I were right on point, and Commissioner Edwards was off a little bit, but that's always the way Commissioner Edwards is over there at the county. But we had a great time, and we picked the best brownies in all of College Park. It was a lot of fun.
And the woman who won had won 3 years in a row.
Yeah, she won 3 years in a row.
Tasting.
So she's figured out how to put caramel inside the brownies, and it seems to work. And it was, so I appreciate that. Central Florida Fair finished yesterday. Let me just put a word of commendation to our firefighters and to our police for the great work y'all have done out there. I know it hasn't been easy. It's been a challenge, but we did have a interesting first night that we thought was going to be indicative of not a very of a very busy week. But in fact, it happened to be I would say the worst night possible. It had the largest crowd and one of the most rowdy. And after that, it kind of settled down, and our staff did a great job of providing a wonderful service out there in the community, and they made a little bit of money too, so that was great. The College Park Partnership will be hosting their annual awards at the Tap Room this Thursday, and I'll tell you how wonderful it is to have great partners in our community. The College Park Partnership, because of the rain yesterday at the silent auction, they will be hosting the silent auction for the College Park Neighborhood Association at the College Park Partnership event. So that's something that's unheard of around the community, but two groups working together like that has been great, so I'm really excited about that. This Saturday and Sunday will be the Lou Gardens annual plant sale. If you hadn't had a chance to go, please come. It's a great time. It's free admission to the gardens both on Saturday and Sunday, but it's also a lot of good deals going on out there if you're getting ready to plant for the spring. This Saturday morning, is the city's biannual lake cleanup. We'll be doing Lake Formosa, Lake Lucerne, and Lake Underhill. So those in College Park area, please come by and see me at Lake Formosa. We'll have a good time over there. I also want to mention a couple of things about the Edgewater girls basketball team. I wish that Commissioner Ings were here so I could actually say these things in front of him, but you can just hear us, so I'm going to make a couple of comments. I do want to share one thing which I think is kind of interesting. We didn't get a chance to recognize Howard Hepburn today. Howard is the former assistant principal in charge of athletics at Edgewater High School. And we didn't recognize him because he's no longer at Edgewater High School. He's been moved to be the new principal at Lee Middle School. And so we're excited about this legacy staying on in the College Park area. But Howard did a great job over there coordinating the athletics, and now is doing a wonderful job over at Lee Middle School. I got a chance to visit with him yesterday. It's just really neat to see these young people, as I would call them, that I'm at this age, but these young people really aspiring and doing great work for our community. And that's all that I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move to District 4. Commissioner Sheehan.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'd like to join all my colleagues in condolences to the Bish family on their loss of Dennis. And you know, they were avid motorcyclists, and something that I think we can do in their memory is just make people aware that they need to watch their motorcycles. And the distracted driving has just gotten out of control in this city and around the state, and I don't know if it had any, impact on this situation, but please watch your motorcycles. It is Bike Week this week, and people have got to stop texting while they are driving. I only got hit on the way in today, and I'm in a car. It's one thing to have an accident when you're in a vehicle. It's another thing when you're on a motorcycle, and your chances of survival are just so much less. And so, again, if you want to honor the memory of Firefighter Bish, please watch your motorcycles this week. Firefighter Salas, a hottie and a hero. I can say that because I'm the first woman up. And what a tremendous story, and just goes to show how absolutely proud we are of our Orlando Fire Department to go back 3 times with an oncoming train. That's just amazing. I have congratulations for Mrs. Matilda Roman, who turns 100 on March 15th. She's a longtime commissioner at the Housing Authority. She's still sharp as a tack. And Mayor, she wanted to thank you for giving her a call, because that really meant she was still talking about the fact that you had called her. And she's just an amazing volunteer. She actually moved out of Hampton Park Senior Facility because she just couldn't stand being around the old people. She wanted to be around the children. So she's feeling a little under the weather. She canceled her birthday party on Sunday, but we just want to wish Mrs. Matilda Roman a very, very happy birthday, Mrs. Roman.
And she served a number of years as the resident representative on the Orlando Housing Authority.
Yes, she's always volunteered. She's just done a wonderful job for us, and we're just so proud of Mrs. Roman as she turns 100. And on this post office issue, I think we all kind of need to get together, maybe work with economic development on this, because they're also going to cut Lake Holden service after we had the construction over there. So it looks like any excuse that this post office can get to cut service, they've been doing. And I, too, have a lot of seniors in that neighborhood, so maybe we all need to start working together. I know they had talked about cutting service to Colonial Town, walk-around service as well. And, we've all had to fight those individual battles. But, again, the prices are going up. We want to keep our walk-around mail service because we have so many seniors living in their homes, and we don't want them to be victimized as they go to these collector boxes. They're very, very fearful of going to collector boxes and being victimized, when they go to pick up their mail. So I think this is something that we all need to work together on, and just tell the post office that it's part of the service that we pay so much for. Thank you, Mayor. That's all I had.
And thank you, Commissioner. We'll move to District 5, Commissioner Lineham. And just before you start, I would note that Commissioner Diamond mentioned that Commissioner Lineham was honored Saturday night, and it was directly attributable to her work on the blueprint, the specific award related to economic development. And they cited the blueprint as a shining example of good work. So congratulations, Commissioner.
Thank you, and thank you for helping to represent me there and acknowledging my work and our work together with this great city council. Thank you, Mayor. To get to the more serious issue now, I wasn't here last time, but I do want to catch up on some things. But first, to firefighter Dana Bish and his lovely wife, I will keep them in my prayers. Firefighters and OPD officers are real special to me. Number one, my own son, Sean, was OPD for 5 years, and he's still in law enforcement and just got back from Afghanistan for a couple of weeks and going back. So you have a real special place in my heart, and of course you're lifesavers, and I appreciate that. But the Mr. Hottie, I need a kid look familiar. No, I'm kidding. I did not have him posted on my, I had him posted on my refrigerator. But the story was just so compelling. It was just so heart-wrenching. And I know that he would have done it at any time. And I was just so proud of that story. Chief, that you brought to us, and I think we have to be reminded of the kind of things our firefighters and our police officers do, so congratulations. And of course, I will certainly keep the Bish family in my prayers. Because I wasn't here last week, I had an opportunity to have a dinner or a reception at Vice President Biden's, and I was sharing it with the mayor, and he said, well, you never know when you get invited again, so I thought it was a good idea to go this year since I missed out last year with the misplaced invitation. But I really want to back up and go to the All-Star event to say some real special things. All-Star was for our entire community in our Central Florida, but of course in Orlando, most of it was our responsibility. And Mayor Dyer was on a number of those missions with me. We have dumpster art that was first talked about in his State of the Downtown, and I wanted it somewhere else in the city, and it's going to go there. But I want to say special thanks to Mike Carroll just before he started his treatment, and of course Sonny Weisenbaker and Jonathan and all of those guys for helping us move that dumpster art forward, and the artist Everett Spruill, particularly around the arena, the event center. That is just great, great art. But the person that makes a lot of these things happen, you can't just up and do things in our city, even though a lot of people think we do. Kevin Edmonds has to find a pathway to money in your budget. So I want to say a real special thanks to Kevin and Byron for embracing that concept and helping us, helping me in my budget get these things done. So thank you so much. And of course, no matter what we do, girl power is real important. So the girls and I, Jane Ray Hill, myself, and Jody, we put together a clean team and had a big hunk, some preacher named Timothy. I don't know why all these good-looking guys sort of come my way, but he had his whole church there, and I just want to say how much cleaning up the city streets, how much fun it is when you have a lot of folks helping. And I think it was Ronnie from Streets and Drainage, I'm not sure, we're from Solid Waste, but our people go beyond the call of regular duty. And of course, Rodney was here earlier, Mayor, and Rodney made sure that over 150 youngsters out of our neighborhoods went out to the jam sessions, maybe even more. I know Rodney and Herb Washington physically transported 150 of our kids and chaperones to the jam sessions, and those kids were absolutely jamming, and the players had much fun with them. I tried to remember who the players were, but only player I know for certain is Dwight Howard. So if I saw Dwight, I saw him, but the rest of them, like Lanier, Mr. Lanier is a former player.
Bob Lanier.
Bob Lanier, like that's my age guy, so I remembered him. But they were fantastic. The Basketball Players Association, the NBA Cares, all the things that we did. It was great fun. But in addition to that, one of the benefits, and Mayor, we were there for Feed the Children, a lot of things happened in the community where everybody benefited. I think it was over 3,500 families came for food. I got on the phone after Brenda asked me to find some churches maybe to come and get some of the food. And those churches that were very, very small and poor had feeding programs. We did call, and I want to say a special thanks to all of those guys in the Orlando Magic, and of course the Omega Psi Phi fraternity who did our District 5 feeding. Commissioner Ortiz was also there, and I appreciate everybody. And Officer Kevin Williams, he was lifting those boxes and getting that water in those cars, and I thought I saw Kevin a minute ago, but, well, he was here. He did a great job. He helped in District 6 and, of course, in District 5. And my favorite time was the Homeless Coalition care bags. It gave me an opportunity to put care bags together and do some great art. I learned I can draw daisies all day long. Give me some coloring crayons, and I tell you, I become a great artist. But a lot of work went into making it successful. And last but not least, but it was Byron Brooks and Thomas Chapman for working so hard with me. We worked together to try to do the right thing by the Church Street merchants. We knew it was right. It was a great deal we put together. And I just want to say publicly how much we appreciate them and the work. And, of course, Mayanne for bringing home that deal and defending our effort and our integrity on that. I am committed to my district, but even more importantly, I am committed to the city of Orlando, and doing the right thing is important all the time. Of course, we did mention Michael Jordan's foundation improved the Jones High School basketball courts, and so we had a great time out there. And, of course, the blueprint in Mayor Dyer, what was that about? We did something together on the blueprint, too, didn't we, Mayor Dyer? Since then, it was the blueprint in Mayor Dyer. Oh, I know what it was. Goodwill. You didn't talk about it. The Goodwill clothesline, I think, is it the right fit or what?
Mayor Buddy's clothesline, the right fit.
The right fit. I think that's a great partnership because when we're helping families get jobs in the Blueprint office, oftentimes for an interview, you may need some clothing, whether you're a man or a woman, to just make that interview special. So I was there with Gennaro and Mayor Dyer to kick this off last week, and it was a great partnership with Goodwill. So I just want to congratulate us again, the whole city, because we are all in this thing together. And of course, I want to say thank you to Mayor Dyer, but especially Dolores Batson for the Black History of Orange County Committee for selecting me for the Distinguished Community Service Award. And you're right, it was based on the blueprint. I'm very proud of it because I think it's a document that can go national, and it shows the integrity of the philosophy of our city council. And I was going to say, make sure everybody vote on April 3rd. That's very important for us. And we had fun at Central Florida Fair. If you all remember, I know Commissioner Stewart was there. I hadn't had any of those, what do you call those sandwiches for a long time, Italian sausages. But it was great. If you didn't get a chance to see the Central Florida Fair, I think it was closed on Sunday. Is that right? Yesterday was the last day. I also want to say a special thanks to Rick Howard and his staff, Charles Remdad, especially Roger Cobb, Jim Hunt, Jeff Arms, for the work you're doing in Rock Lake regarding the sidewalks. It's very difficult for most people to have sidewalks. I don't know why. They really think they pay taxes on the city property, but no matter where you are in the city, you do not own that right-of-way that belongs to the public right-of-way, which is city or county, wherever you are. And to make it less harmful and with a lot more ease, it takes great staff to sometimes deal with very complex and very difficult citizens who mean well, just simply don't know any better. And of course, I want to make one announcement I just learned in D.C. We've been working on broadband technology for a while. Well, I understand the Spectrum bill passed, one of the few bipartisan bills passed that will give our public safety, police and fire open spectrum to when we have a hurricane and you can't communicate well and our cells are down. And that D block was passed, literally giving you more spectrum than you really need. So I don't know whether we're gonna need money to help build that out and how that's going to play out in our city. But this is something, Mayor, we do need to check on because there were also some dollars for the national infrastructure. I don't know how that comes down to us, but it is something that is great. And I want to say a special thanks to Julia Johnson, who's here in Orlando, but who works nationally regarding broadband technology and dealing with the white spaces that we see a lot. That are, most people think, go to the governmental channels, but we have an opportunity to now keep in touch with our firefighters, our police officers, if there's any downtime due to a storm, hurricane, or anything like that. So thank you very much. And we'll get together on how to see that spectrum piece through later on. On the agenda, I really didn't have that much, because I just want to congratulate Ed Carson for going back on Housing Authority. We pulled B5, but I'm thankful that Mayanne is going to work on that to make sure there's some protections in the next contract that goes out. And of course, Goodwill, that's a great investment, and thank you for the work you do in helping not Goodwill, Second Harvest, for the work you do in the community and helping families, more families than ever before, are needing your services. So this is a great investment for our city, by our city. And I think I wanted to announce to the families, if you have children that need to go into a summer program through our recreation department, this is a great time. Don't wait till the last minute the way we sometimes do. On that item D4, Mayor Dyer talked about it for the food that we get from the federal government. You need to get your kids registered because we have some of the best summer programs anywhere where your kids are taken good care of. I think that I-4 we have already discussed ad nauseum, so I won't deal with that one. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Ings, are you still there?
and it's been a very eventful event. On Saturday, March 10th, I attended the Democratic Municipal Officials campaign training workshop, and it was held at the Democratic National Committee office there in Washington, D.C. And while we were there at the voter suppression workshop, U.S. Congress House of Representatives Minority Leader, Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi, stopped by to say hello to us and greet us at our voter suppression workshop, and that was a great time. And also, while at the same meeting, I had the opportunity to meet Ron Orlando, and he is the Senior Director of Government Affairs for Comcast, and he's out of Philadelphia, and we had the opportunity to talk. He said he's going to be meeting with you, Mayor Dyer, and I'm sure I'm going to be there as well. And this is for the ribbon cutting that's relating to our agenda item, our hearing, second reading, for the street name change, renaming Commerce Center Drive to Golf Channel Drive. And they're also moving their headquarters there. And I understand Arnold Palmer may be their address and thing as well. Ron Orlando was very pleased about this. And of course, you know, Comcast owners of also Universal. And so great things are happening in District 6, and we're looking for even greater things to happen. And Mayor, that's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Commissioner. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, and I'll take that as a second. Commissioner Ortiz. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. We have no business under CRA, Neighborhood Improvement District, or OPEB, so we'll move into hearings, ordinances, second reading. Madam Clerk, number 1.
An ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the Growth Management Plan to amend Future Land Use Element Policy 1.3.3, amend Urban Design Element Objective 6.8 and associated policies, amend Transportation Element Figures TE49 and TE49A, amend Recreation Element Figures R20A, R20B, and R1 Part A, and amend Future Land Use Element Objective 1.6 and associated policies, providing for severability and an effective date.
Move approval. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Lineham, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public who would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance amending Chapter 56 City Code Transportation Impact Fee by amending Section 56.07 Transportation Impact Fee Rate Schedule to extend the limited reduction in transportation impact fee rates for a period of 6 months, by amending Section 56.15 Exemptions, by extending the limited change of land use exemption from the payment of transportation impact fees for a period of 8 months, by providing severability and an effective date.
So,
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public who would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 3, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to a street name change, renaming Commerce Center Drive, generally located between Municipal Drive and Greenbrier Parkway, to Golf Channel Drive, directing amendments to the official maps of the City of Orlando, Florida, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
second.
Motion by Commissioner Ing, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public who would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And so the motion carries. Number 4, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to zoning and the development of land, amending Section 62.408 of the city's Land Development Code relating to the Cimarron Boulevard Special Plan Overlay District, providing amended development standards within the district relating to streetscape, landscaping, access management, parking, and signs, providing a design and technical specifications manual for certain improvements made within the district, providing for severability, codification, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public who would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries. Ordinances on first reading, number 1. Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida relating to the Florida Building Code, amending Article 1, Chapter 13, Orlando City Code to adopt the Florida Building Code 2010 edition, providing local administrative amendments to the Florida Building Code and ultimate design wind speeds for buildings and other structures within the city, striking outdated and duplicative local technical amendments, providing for transmittal to the Florida Building Commission, severability, codification, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Lineham, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. And that concludes our official business for today. Take note that this is, in my years here, this is the first meeting that Billy Maines has made it all the way to the very end.